Hey there everyone, I'm back with another Node.js and Puppeteer scraping video. In this video I'm going to show you one of the methods that you can do in order to scrape results from any subreddit. First off, as you can see, I'm on the Node.js subreddit and I want to give a shout out to the community and all of the people that saw my post, voted, subscribed and commented. Thank you for that, and if you haven't seen the video on how to build an Instagram bot, you can check it out because it's still on my channel. So without further ado, let's start and get into the coding part. Okay, here's what I'm going to try to do today. I'm going to create a scraper that will scrape X amount of the latest posts from any subreddit, with or without pagination, depending on how many results you want. Right here, as you can see, we are on the latest version of Reddit, because firstly you have the old version and the latest version. The latest version, it's a bit more complicated to scrape because it's dynamically rendered and also has different and dynamic classes to each HTML tag, and I will show you what I mean by that by right clicking here on the title, inspecting, and let's expand this right here. And as you can see, this is the h2 tag with the class that it's pretty random. And also you can see right here we have a lot of divs. If we go into the first one, which is the first result, for example, close this, and as you can see here we have some scroller item class, and then the rest of them are just random. This is not really that hard to do, but it's a bit more hard because then you have to rely solely on the structure and hierarchy of the HTML tags, which I don't like to do because it can break at any point. Actually, it can break much faster. So here's what we are going to do. Instead of handling and dealing with the new layout, which is dynamic rendered and also has different and random classes, random structure, which is not really good for scraping, we are going to use the old version of Reddit, which, if you didn't know by now, it's here, old.reddit.com. And as you can see, it is the same content, but it has a different HTML structure and a different layout, of course. So we can also take a look at them and see what's going on with the HTML. But first, I'd like to say that I already wrote an article on this, on how you can scrape the old Reddit, but with the request promise library and not with Puppeteer. So I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out, and if not, let's continue with the video. Firstly, what I want to do is create the code, have a quick base on what I want to do, and here is the simple code. I have an index.js and also a ready.js file, which includes Puppeteer and also has a constant in which I'm going to write all the functions that I want. And here's what I'm going to do. So first, here's what I want to do. I'm going to create a variable which will hold the browser, which is null for the moment, and also a page, which is null. These variables are strictly related to Puppeteer, and I'm going to create a function, initialize async, and it's not going to take any parameter. This is basically going to initialize the browser. Self.browser equals await Puppeteer launch. Okay, and now I'm going to create a new page in the browser, and I'm going to do that by writing here self.page equals await self.browser.new page, and this is basically going to give me a new page, a blank one. And now I want to go back to the index, and I'm going to create a constant, let's say Reddit, and it's going to equal require, and I'm going to require the Reddit file, just like this. You don't need to write .js if the file is a JavaScript file. So right here I'm going to say await reddit.initialize, and this is basically it for the moment. And now I want to make the option to be able to add here the actual name of the subreddit that you want to scrape. So let's say for the moment node. I'm going to save the file, go back right here, and I'm going to add a parameter which is going to be Reddit And right here, after initializing the page, we are going to go to the subreddit. And I'm going to say await self.page.goto, and we are going to specify the actual URL. But first I want to also save it right here, just like this, as a constant, so that we can easily access it and change it later on if you need to. It's going to take a variable Reddit and it's going to return a simple string, and we are going to basically pass in this link right here, and instead of node we are just going to pass in the Reddit. Okay, I'm going to copy this, paste it right here, and then add Reddit. And now I want to specify some extra options for the goto function, which is wait until. And also, if you're not familiar with these, please check out the documentation on Puppeteer. I'm not going to explain them in much detail because I want to get done with the actual code. But network idle 0 is basically going to wait until there are no more extra requests doing in the background for at least 500 milliseconds. So this gives us the option to wait until the actual page is loaded and there are no more other requests. Good, right now we are almost ready to test it out first, but I'm going to add here some extra options because I want to visually see the browser when I'm testing. So I'm going to specify headless false. And also right here we need to module.exports the actual variable. Hit save and then check out the index, initialize, make sure I didn't spell it wrong. Okay, now let's test it out and see if it works. It starts up, it goes to the node Reddit, which is perfect. Now let's close it up and continue with the code. Okay, here's what I want to do right now. I want to prepare another function that is going to handle the actual results parsing and returning. And I'm going to say get results. It's going to be another async function and it's going to take one parameter, which is going to be the number of results. And I'm going to say number, and again I have it set up just like this. I'm going to save the file and right here I'm going to use it. I want to create another variable which is going to be results, and in here I want to get the actual results from the scraping. So reddit.get results, and let's say I want to get the first 10. Okay, now let's go back in the browser and let's start checking the actual HTML and how is it looking. First I'm going to right click and inspect on the first item, and I'm going to start checking it, see how it's looking. Okay, looks pretty good right now. Okay, so as you can see, we have here the ID of site table. This will contain all the results as I see, and we have a div with the class of thing, ID thing underscore t3. Okay, this is pretty random. Data full name, data type link. Here we have some extra data about the author, me, full name, the subreddit name, which is node, and other extra details that we can parse. So first off, usually what I do is start to code it directly in the console and see if the code and queries are working. So I'm going to hit escape. It's going to bring up the console right here, clear it up, and I'm going to use this ID and then the class with the thing. Alright, I'm going to start writing it. And I'm going to say document.query selector all, because I want all the results in an array. And then I want to use the site table ID, and then I want to get all the divs, which will have the class star equal to thing, just like this. And then I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see, we have the node list with all the 25 results from the first page. And now I want to copy this selector and start implementing it into the code. I'm going to go in the index, save it because it was not saved, and go right here in the reddit.js file, and here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say let elements, and then I'm going to await self.page.dollars because I want to select a multitude of elements, and I'm going to paste them right here, and this variable is going to hold every node element from the list, and then I'm going to iterate over it just like this. Let element of elements, and here I'm basically going to do the extracting of the code. Firstly, I want to see what we can extract from them, and then I'm going to just test it out quickly to see if it works. So I'm going to go quickly back in the console. I'm going to start to look at the first element, and then I see here rank 1. Okay, let's first get the title because we can see it clearer, and then we can get the other details. Alright, I'm going to say let title equals await element, and then I'm going to say $eval, and here I'm going to specify the selector of that element, which is going to be a P with a class of title, just like this, and then I will have the node, which is going to return node.inner text. Also, I'm going to trim it. Okay, nice. Now I want to console log those, and let's see what happens. Good, now let's test it out quickly and see if it works properly. So I'm going to hit start. Let's see what we have. Okay, it seems like it's still loading, but let's see if we have something right here. Debug console, and indeed we have all the titles. Building an Instagram bot, membership. Okay, pretty cool, nice. So that means it's working until now, and we can continue with the other details. I'm going to close it up, also this, and let's see what we can get next. Okay, now I'm going to go back in the DevTools and let's see what we can get. Of course, the next one and easy it would be to get the rank, so I'm going to do that also. I'm going to copy and paste this line right here, and I'm going to say rank, and it's basically straightforward, it's going to get the rank. And again, go back to the DevTools. Let's see what we have next. Okay, we have the title right here, we got it. The tagline, which is going to be when it was submitted. And then why not get it? So I'm going to start to write it here. Post time or something like that. You can choose whatever naming you want. And right here, I'm going to see that we need a tagline. And then we have the time. Okay, now it's going to get the 8 hours ago, but actually I want the title. So I'm going to write here node.get attribute, and I want the title. So I'm going to remove this. Nice. Now let's go back in the console and see what we can get next. Let's scroll a bit down, and here we have the author. Let's take this statistics also, and I'm going to get the actual name, and let's get the actual URL also. So I'm going to copy and paste this right here, author URL, and then let's see what we need to get. We are still in the tagline, and we want to get the A element, which contains the author class. Pretty cool. A class, and then right here we have the author. Good, and then we get the attribute, which is href. Nice. Copy and paste this, and right here instead of URL I'm going to say name, and here we are going to use inner text instead of get attribute, just like we did before, and this should work. Okay, let's not test it yet. I want to get some more extra details before. So let's get going in the browser again. I want to get this score, the exact score that we have. And we can see right here that we have multiple div classes, but for now I'm only going to get the likes, so let's see. We have here the class with mid-call unvoted, and then we have the class score likes. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go back in the code, paste it right here, and again copy, paste, and I'm going to say score, cut this part right here, and I will use a div with the class of score likes. Pretty cool. And before continuing with the next step, I also want to get the comments because I know that can be pretty important. So let's see where we have the comments. Right here, inspect on them, and we can see that we have a UL and then a LI, and let's see right here, class by link comments may blank, data event action comments. Cool, we can use this. This is an ahref. Okay, let's go back right here, paste the selector, copy paste this, comments, and we have an a element with data event action equals to comments, and we are going to get the inner text. Cool. Now before testing, I'm going to want to make a new variable right here. Let results equal empty array, and instead of console logging them, I want to push them into this array, results.push, and I'm going to create an object, title, rank, post time, author name, score, comments. Cool. And after that, of course, I want to return the results. Hit save, and let's see what happens. Actually, I'm going to go back in the index, and I want to hit a debugger right here so that we can inspect the elements. Okay, let's see if... And as you can see, we have a problem with the element p class equals rank. Let's see what we did wrong. I'm going to close this up. P with the class of rank. Let's see what's not working. Okay, so I did some quick debugging and testing, and now it seems to work. We also had to have right here a space in the p class taglines, and here instead of p it was a span, so my mistake, but let's test it out and see what we have. So it stops right here in the debugger. I'm going to open up the debug console and I'm going to write results. As you can see, we have an array of 25 objects. Let's check the first one. We have the URL, the comments, the post time, the rank, the score, and also the title. Pretty cool. Okay, now I'm going to stop it right here and also close this debug console. Here's what we want to do. We actually want to make the handle so that it goes to the next page and also gets the proper number of results that we wanted, that we specified right here, because right now it just scrapes the full first list of the subreddit. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to close out this video because it's getting a bit too long, and I will continue with the pagination of Reddit and handling that in the next video. So yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit that like button, and thank you again for watching. Peace out.